Hey everybody, it's Marty, the JavaScript party, and my co-host Rhett up there. We just finished up the Three.js video and then watched the video from last week, last Sunday, for this web series, the Voice API Analyzer series. Um, Rhett was pretty boisterous in the previous video, but she seems to have mellowed out now. Um, it's interesting to try to figure out what she's gonna do. She adds a bit of chaos to the system, and it's always good to have a little chaos. But on error, I believe I have all the events except for on error coded now. So I'm gonna do on error and then see if we can trigger it at all. I don't know if we can. And then and I guess that will be that. It is weird. I'm still pretty confused on why only when we get the result, or um, why it doesn't always load until I actually say something. Like none of the events happen, and that could just be like a Chrome issue or some other issue. It could be outside of like what we can code. Um, you know, way back in the day, like when I was a little kid, I think back like in the like 79, 80, 1979 or 80, you had a basic and you would write the code out and basically everything you coded worked. But now, you know, the code that we write is based on technologies that's based on other technologies that's based on other technologies, and it doesn't always work the way you code it. It's just sort of the way life is. But um, on error, and I forgot the on error rate. So there we that, and then we don't want the audio signal set, and we want that to happen. So I think just not saying anything would probably likely cause this on error to happen. But I know not saying anything never doesn't get the logs to populate. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about all that. But anyways, all right. So it's shut down, but see, we didn't get any logs. Oh, we did. I guess you just have to click. All right. So we have our start. We have our audio start. So there was an audio start, a sound start, a speech start, but we never got. Okay, that's weird. That is very strange. Oh, that's funny. All right. Oh, so I guess I spoke too soon. All right, let's try this again. I think it's done. But so let's go over to the logs again. Okay, so maybe yeah, that's wild. Um, Now I wonder if we go back here if it says I think it's done. Okay, no. All right, let's see what we got here on audio end. Okay, so we never got audio. We got audio start, audio end. So we never got voice. Oh, error. Okay, so that is interesting. Now, unfortunately, I guess we want to look at the console log. Um, we probably don't have any consoles. Oh, wait, there we go. That's good. On error. Okay, so we got the error type of. It told us that it was the kind of error that it never got any speech. Okay, so and I think that we should actually be able to. Yeah, error, no speech. Okay, so now let's try one where we just make garbled noise or whatever. Oh, so we did not get. It says I said blah 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 blah. I wonder if we should make the error red. So kind of like how we have green for a result. Um, so let's clear that discrete. Okay, so we got the sound ended, speech end, speech start. Oh, so it did think of it. So let's go see what we got. But we never got a green one in there. Okay, let's just try that again. Okay, so I'm watching the little thing up here. So, and I don't see a green one. I see speech end and speech start, but no result. Oh, but I think result was later. Yeah, and so we never got an error either. Um, so that is not what I would expect, right? And so that is the whole point to this application because this is these sorts of little edge cases and weirdnesses are very very difficult to pin down. Um, I do think that maybe tomorrow. Let's see where are we at. Well, we're only at 6 minutes, so let's go into the template. I think what we have is a logs HTML. Yeah, so if type is equal to law result, but so we probably want to do another one for error. So let's see how easy that would be. And then maybe tomorrow when we have multiple results, I would like those to print out. Um, I definitely want that to print out on this page and on the discrete page. But I think this becomes error. And then class title ng class. We'll just say this error. So what this code did that we're just looking at right now is it is the ng class, and basically this is a directive that checks logic, and then it assigns a class based on the logic. So basically, it's either if the type of something is error, then it's going to assign the class of error. And so in the CSS for this component, we'll be able to do that. Now, I don't think this one has a transcript, but it does have an error. And I cannot remember what it was. I thought it was error. I thought that's what it was. I'm trying to remember from based on what we saw before. I don't think that confidence is a thing in it. So basically what should happen is when we get an error, so compiled, when we get an error, what should happen is that it should assign a class of error to it. And the only way I know of to make an error is to not say anything at all. So that's kind of doesn't make for good video, but so it looks like it took it about 7 seconds before it came out. So that's a good example of something. So that's all working. So basically, I think inspect. So what we expect is, I can't remember. I think it was here, right? Where did we? Okay, so right here, we have a class called error. So that's what this did, right? So if we mouse over there, we see that we have this error class, but we haven't added any styles yet. So in CSS here, we have one for success, but we don't have um, one for and error. So basically, if it's a title and a result, it's going to make the background green. And if it's a title and error, we want the background to be red. And so basically, we can say or and FF would make it absolute red. CC makes it a little bit less red. So the very first two digits are the red. So and it goes from 0 to 16. And C, I believe it's 13, right? So 0, 0, 1 is 1, and it goes all the way up to 9. And then there's A, which was 10, and then 11 is B, and then 12 is C. So basically, it's 16. It's a numbering system that you can number all numbers from 0 to 15 with a single character. And 0 through 9 are exactly like the decimal system, which is the one that I'm most comfortable with, and I would assume most people are most comfortable with. And then 10 through 15 get A, B, C, D, and E, which are the first 5 letters of the alphabet. I don't know. I wanted to say English alphabet, but it's actually for a lot more languages than just English, I think. Um, so, anyways, and then so it's 0, 0, and 0, 0. And so, anyways, and then it's kind of nice because the IDE kind of shows you what it would look like. So if it was FF, it would be as red as can be. And that's what all red would be. If it was just like, let's say 1, 1, it'd be almost black because 0, 0, 0 is black, and then let's say 5, 5. You're starting to see some red. It's very, very dark red, and CC makes it a very, very dark red. Now, if I wanted to make it kind of like a light red, I would want to go like this, CC, right? And then it's like kind of a pink. And then because all C's is gray, it's like a light gray, right? So you see this light gray. So basically, I guess this makes it a very, very dark red, which I guess, it makes sense to sort since that's 00CC. That's honestly the only reason is I'm just trying to stay kind of consistent with the one above. I tried to take a course in color theory. It was fascinating, but for some reason I got sort of backed up. And that's pretty cool that it reloaded without making me reload the data. So you see how, so the green works this way. So now we can easily see the reds from here on out, which is useful. So now let's see. So we are at 13 minutes, which I think is a good time. I do want to put like in the results. So when there is a result, so if I clear this and I say, hello, and then I come over here and I look at my green result, I have a result called count of 5. I would like to see the results. So that would be nice if the results are in there. Once that's done, I probably want to come back over here and add the results, like add a way to clear this and add like a sort of look at our extra little bar there. That'll actually go away as we add more data in here. It's just that the margin of this is larger than the size that this is taking. It's a weird CSS thing, but probably like instead of just like overwriting, it's kind of hard. Like let's say I say hello again, I can't tell if it's the first one or the second one. It'd be kind of nice if this was sort of a table with the results with a clear button. So those are the things I want to add, and and actually if there's more than one result. So when I said hello, I bet you there's only one result for that one, and it's like 100% or 83%. Oh, result count of 5. What in the world does it think I said? I always get distracted by this. Uh, Hello. I don't know hellos. I think I might have put an S. Hello and hello. And that's weird because I don't even think those are words. Like that's weird, right? I mean, it's not just me, right? I want to copy that though. Okay, so I would have thought it would only provide actual English words because I did set it to English. That's wild. So while hello isn't a formal word, it often appears in casual or exaggerated speech. The speech recognition API reflects the way the words are spoken, including informal variations. If necessary, you can implement normalization function to clean up such results. Um, normalization function. Norm. Yeah, I don't know what. Is that not a word? Oh, I missed the R. Function. Question mark. Oh, interesting. So they're like saying like you. I don't think our language has any words that um, have more than two two vowels or two of the same letter back to back. So like hello would go to just two, which normalizes it a little bit. Goodbye would be changed to there. Hi there would be changed to that. Um, is there any way to exclude uh, informal words? Use a formal dictionary. Yeah, so you'd have to have your own set of your own stuff. Um, Pre-trained language model, informal patterns. So I have it set to English, and I think it's U.S. English, but uh, that still won't. That wasn't working. Anyways, yeah. So this is another thing that we discovered because we're working on this speech analyzer is that it will allow informal, even though you tell it English, it will allow non-English informal words in there. So basically, the list of edge cases are that it there's a lot of duplicate words that sound exactly the same, and it really has no way of knowing which word you're saying. So that was kind of the thing we ran into last week. This is that we have informal words that we have to deal with. That aren't English. So there's probably ways in both to. Well, I don't know in the first one, but we could definitely probably. Well, we could. I'm pretty sure we could connect to like some other dictionary API and exclude anything that isn't in the dictionary. Um, where it's probably some dictionary library or JSON files that we could probably include, and that would then check against that. That would probably be another good approach for this. Yeah, the duplicate words that sound exactly the same, I just don't even know what we could do about that. But it would be better. It would be fine. Like, if we're like, no, this is the word I want to pronounce, and did this show up in the list of words that that it just heard? Let's say I was saying I want to know how to say hello in English, and then I said typed in hello, and then I clicked the button and said hello, and then it could compare that. That would be pretty easy. But anyways, so that's where we're at with that. Tomorrow I will add the under the result count here, the actual results, and depending on how fast that goes, I will also add a clear button. Next on the list will be to add a clear button over here, and then like a table of what is said along with the or like divs, probably like column of what was said, and along with all the other alternatives with all their confidence. Oh, and the confidence would be nice here as well. And then I think that is discrete is at a good stopping point, and it probably makes sense to move over to. Well, then probably the next thing would do, and probably the next thing to do will be try to, if I remember, to try to in here try to, instead of these being any's, being like strongly typed. And maybe that makes sense to do that tomorrow. Does this code make sense? Oh, wow. Well, my, very judgy. Passive error like result. Oh, that's funny. The on end of it. Oh, okay. So the okay. So apparently, so it doesn't like the name of this, or it doesn't like that using result inside of on end. Inconsistency on the on end. The on end event does not pass an argument like result. It's triggered when the speech stops listening, either because so on end doesn't. What does that do? Let's see. Okay, we have let's go to on end. Oh, end. See, I think all of this is the result. So that's wrong. There is a result, and this is the result of the code. That's got to be the result of the code. So anyways, I think ChatGPT is just wrong on this one. So it's saying result. Okay, so this. Let me do this. Now it's got me like console.log, because the whole point of this was, let's see, on end result, comma result. And let's see what happens. See what happens. What happened? Okay, so let's come. Oh, let's look at our console log result. Okay, so let's see what it has to say for itself. This code resulted this console log. So I think I could be confused. It's not like this would be the first time I was confused, but I think object. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. It didn't copy everything. It only copied the stuff that wasn't. Okay. So it did. So it didn't like the name of it. It wanted it to be event. Okay. Okay. So how would you strongly type the any? Okay, so it's just straight up event, and it just does not like the name. It's very, 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 very unhappy with the name event. I mean the event. Okay, so I wonder. It's so interesting. That makes me wonder, um, okay, like who it's parroting right now. Like somebody obviously lost their mind in a PR that this thing has looked at. Irrelevant to me. You're being judgy. Let's see how it responds to that. So yeah, just ignored the judgy comment. Yeah, see, so this works. A result is like, I guess, somebody in a PR lost their mind that this name was result somewhere, and they wanted it to be like, they would rather it be like event, and they want like event like this, right? So like, but like, honestly, none of that matters. It has absolutely no meaning, and it doesn't matter because it's a result either way. Result is a synonym, right? It's just like, hey, what is the result of the information of the on end um, event? Like, I think it makes just as much sense for this to be event, right? Because like, it's an event. It's the on like, it's the event. So like, so do you have a with? Okay, so that's good that this one has, and that's actually what I was trying to get at, anyways. So like, it's being like super inconsistent, right? As far, oh, but that's interesting. It doesn't know what this is, so I probably would have to download. Now it's just going to get into. Um, so this is. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, that is funny. Okay, so let me see. This is so interesting. So, seeing this error. Oh, gosh darn it. Copy. Declare creative. See, this doesn't use. So need that option. The first two options don't do me a bit of good, because what I want is the update. Okay, so this is what I want. Use option by adding a speech recognition DTS. Speech recognition DTS. Okay. So I want to add a speech recognition DTS. It's probably available somewhere. Um, but I don't understand why Digime speech recognition. I feel like that is the right answer, is to use this thing here. But apparently that does not. Results does not. Okay. Doesn't exist. And then apparently that doesn't exist. And then I guess we should do a search. I don't know. So I think maybe I wonder if I make this an event. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe strong strongly typing isn't a good idea. I have to admit, I did get a bit defensive that it was like so upset about it was so judgy and upset about the result, about this name, the result, because it's like it is a result, and I guess what it was doing is it was bleeding through somebody else's sort of weird judginess in this, like who cares? So fine. So I'm perfectly happy with naming this event as well. And then, but then it didn't have a problem with naming this event, but it was like, oh, that should be result. Like it doesn't matter. It's the result of the event. Um, but anyways, it looks like strongly typing isn't a good idea, unless I can find the, is it included? Yeah, see, um, yeah. So this is the problem with being on the cutting edge, and not only that, but it's also probably a problem with um, the fact that we are still in the WebCat kit. These things are subject to change, and that is the only reason I'm building a voice API analyzer than a voice API application, is because this whole API is subject to change. Anyways, that went way too long. Happy coding, everybody. Bye.